Good morning, 5 o'clock. We are starting today a little bit different because of the situation. I'm Brandon Robinson. I'm here with meteorologist Cameron Aaron and Keaton Hall. So we're all going to be kind of tag teaming this today. Going to lead us off a little bit here to get you up to speed. We have been in flash flood emergencies all night long. Catastrophic flooding has been reported across the region and more rain is moving through. I'll let Cameron talk more about that here in just a second. But again, just to kind of recap what's going on, the flash flood emergencies have been allowed to, or have been extended actually, going through basically 6:30 and 7:30 for most areas. That includes
7:30, 7:45.
7:30 and 7:45. Thank you for that clarification. That is parts of Owsley County, southern Breathitt County there south of Jackson. It includes the city of Hazard in Perry County, northern parts of Perry County, northern parts of Leslie County, and then over toward the eastern parts of Clay County. Then it also goes into parts of Noc County, into southern Pike County, western Pike County, southern Floyd County, and over into northern Letcher County. So again, a lot going on this morning. Let's go on over to meteorologist Cameron Aaron. He's going to kind of explain from the Weather Center about what's going on and what we're looking at for the rest of today. Cameron?
Yeah, Brandon, we are still tracking multiple flash flood emergencies this morning, and unfortunately more rain is falling across the mountains. Let's go back to the graphics real quick. I do want to show the radar and kind of give a little bit of a tour this morning. So this is the warning map. Here is the rainfall. So rain continues to fall for southern Pike County, for much of Letcher County, into Noc County, into Perry County, northern Clay County, into portions of Laurel County as well near London, and then stretching down to near Somerset into Wayne County. And the bad news is this really is not moving much. Well, it's moving, but it's moving due east, and that's not really our friend, because check this out. This is our little radar loop over the past few hours, and you see everything is moving due east. So that means that we are going to be in this rain band for several more minutes, if not hours. So that's going to really add to those rainfall totals. And I do want to pass along, Brandon, a quote from the National Weather Service. They said, quote, "More heavy rain moving into the flash flood emergency areas is obviously going to make a bad situation worse. We cannot emphasize enough that no one should be driving on the roads right now," and that is coming from the National Weather Service. And we cannot completely agree more, as more showers and storms are possible this afternoon and evening, and that's just going to add to more rainfall totals across the area, Brandon.
All right, Cameron, so we're going to continue to kind of track this throughout the morning. This is going to be a morning show that's kind of on the fly because of the simple fact of the situation that we're in. So we're going to be tossing back and forth between myself and Cameron and Keaton, and we're just going to continue to kind of get all that going into. We're also going to take some breaks because we know that you probably have been watching all night, and we'll need a couple of breaks to give us time to reset there. So let's head on over out to Keaton Hall, who is basically live in Studio B. He's getting a view of our back parking lot there. And Keaton, give us a little update on what's going on this morning, some of the top stories of the day that we had from yesterday and this morning.
Thank you, Brandon. I actually just got off the phone with the Perry County Police Department. They said the fire department, they can't move, so they're just telling folks, get to the second floor if you have to, because right now they just can't get to you. There's too many roads covered. So it's a very serious situation here. As you can tell right behind me, there's feet of water in our parking lot. But it's been a rough several hours across the region. Many areas have seen historic and devastating flooding after extremely heavy rains are pounding our region with warning and emergencies issued one after another. These are just a few of the images we've been sent from viewers at home. And sadly, the threat is not over, and more rain is expected to fall here in eastern Kentucky. Flood watches have been issued until late Friday. We even experienced some very high waters here at the station. Waters rose to about 3 feet in some spots. Our producer, Kirsten, had to go out there, and it was up to her hips. Some of the cars, highest point in our back parking lot, it was up to their tires, even higher. The water was just minutes away from getting inside our own morning producer's car. Kirsten, she had to go out there and move it. Floyd County officials, they already declared a state of emergency yesterday due to heavy rainfall and significant flooding. The Division of Emergency Management is warning people to be mindful and use caution near rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying flood-prone locations. A flood watch continues through Friday morning for much of eastern Kentucky. Before dealing with historic flooding today, yesterday's rain wreaked havoc in neighboring West Virginia. Yards and bridges along the border of McDowell and Mingo counties were washed out, leaving some stranded. Ella Smith says she watched her 87-year-old husband nearly drown twice as water washed out their only bridge.
He's trying to save the dog, one of them was. The other, he's trying to get in the vehicle, and the bridge broke through with him.
What was it like watching that?
I was screaming and crying. It's scary.
And I'm 87 years old. And I'm too old to try to fix it myself.
Mingo and McDowell County Emergency Services were on scene working to help people. You can find more weather coverage on our website, WYMT.com, and you can also get the latest on the WYMT News app. Just scan the code that you see on your screen here with your phone camera to download the app. It'll take you right to it. You can also sign up for breaking news alerts, and we also encourage you to download, especially now, the WYMT weather app for the latest warnings and live radar anytime. Stay with us. Your severe weather coverage continues in just a few minutes.
Attention.
Well, good morning. This Severe Weather Alert Day coverage continues here on WYMT. This is viewer video from Noc County, Highway 582 in the Pine Top community, and you can see very high rainfall totals are leading to some flash flooding across the mountains this morning, and we've seen numerous videos like this across the area. Here is a look at Pinpoint Doppler, a live look, a big picture. If you are north of the Mountain Parkway, we are dry this morning, but if you are near the Howard Rogers Parkway in specifically, we are looking at some pretty high rainfall totals now. Southern Pike County, much of Letcher County, into Knott County, into Perry County, northern Clay County as well, near Manchester, getting in on some of that heavier rainfall. Also stretching over to near London and Laurel County. If you were along I-75 this morning, be sure to take it slow because some tremendous rainfall is falling. We have numerous flash flood warnings. All of these red boxes are flash flood warnings, but these pink boxes are flash flood emergencies. That is the highest level that you can get. So a very significant threat of flash flooding for portions of Pike County into southern Floyd, northern Letcher, much of Knott, much of Perry, southern Breathitt, northern Leslie, northeastern Clay, and much of Owsley County as well. And these were actually extended until 7:30 to 7:45 in the morning. And I wouldn't be shocked to see those extended further, especially if this rain does not hit the road here soon. Now, flash flood watch continues until 10 p.m. on Friday. This was extended from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. because more showers are likely throughout the day on Friday, so that temperatures this morning are in the lower 70s for most of us, waking up mild and muggy once again. 71 for Prestonsburg, 72 in Jackson, and 73 in Somerset this morning. That travel forecast. I know many people have to go to work this morning, but please use caution and never drive through floodwater. That is one thing that we ask and preach everyone not to do, because we are looking at more showers and storms this morning, and those will continue into this afternoon as well. So please have a way to receive warnings and take this seriously, because this is life-threatening flooding in some places this morning. So let's go through future view as we get towards lunchtime. This model cautiously optimistic and drying out in places. Let's fingers crossed and hope that happens. And really, as we get towards this evening, this model is showing possibly some dry conditions. I'm not buying that just yet. I do think we see more showers and storms later on today, and those will continue into Friday morning as well as you walk out the door, and even more showers and storms are likely. Temperatures on Friday in the upper 70s to lower 80s, but we will have to watch out for these very closely because any more rainfall is not needed, and that will lead to more high water issues in some areas. Now, we also have a small threat of a strong storm or two. This is from the Storm Prediction Center, and much of the region is in a level 1 marginal risk of severe weather. Again, the overall threat is low, but it's not zero, so be sure to take that seriously as well. We could see a few storms with gusty winds, but the overall biggest threat for us comes from excessive rainfall, and much of the region is included in a level 3 moderate risk of excessive rainfall, and that includes a big chunk of our area. And once again, this is relatively rare, so be sure to take this seriously because we do not see this often, and this could be life-threatening in some places. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view. Rain chances continue as we round out the work week. High temperatures, upper 70s, lower 80s. Maybe a little bit of relief by Saturday. I'm not completely convinced we have no rain, but less rain is likely on Saturday. Temperatures this weekend, upper 70s, lower 80s, and then we see more showers and storms by Sunday and Monday before we start to dry out by the middle of next week. But we dry out, that means that more summer heat is going to return. We are back in the middle to upper 80s by this time next week.
So Cameron, basically we're continuing to track this threat, and it's been ongoing all night long. We've gotten so many viewer reports in. We appreciate each and every one of those, and we're continuing to kind of keep an eye on those as we head to the first part of your morning. The biggest thing we can preach is turn around, don't drown. We've had people still driving through floodwater, still putting themselves in bad situations. We have so many folks that are still out there dealing with departments not even be able to get to them. The first responders are basically overwhelmed, so we're going to continue to watch that. Cameron is backing us up there so we can go back to that first graphic. I'm going to show you some pictures on social media there, and we'll continue to kind of look at those. But I've got Twitter pulled up right now, and of course this is a retweet from First Warn Tri-Cities of some flooding ongoing in the town of Clintwood over in Dickinson County. So I'm going to blow these pictures up a little bit so you can see them a little bit better. That looks like a main street, a main thoroughfare there in Clintwood. This comes from the Clintwood Police Department, just another Twitter account sharing those with us. But you see there, again, high water there. The other way, looking down the street next to that gas station. And again, this looks like a main street right
Brandon,
there in
can you
Clintwood.
go back to that last picture?
Yeah, hold on
I
just a
want to
second.
see how deep those cars are in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like bumper. I mean,
up to
front
the bumper. Yeah. So that's several inches of rain there over in Southwest Virginia, and this is an area, especially over toward Buchanan County, where they have had significant weather even in the past month. So again, we continue to cycle through these pictures, and we'll continue to kind of keep an eye on that as we head deeper into the forecast. So we're going to continue to watch all this, and the heavy rain is still coming down. I mean, the flash flood emergencies go for quite some time. Cameron, there's a better picture of what we're seeing there to kind of give you a better idea of how far it is up on the cars.
Looks like maybe a car lot.
Yeah, exactly. So the truck you see there on the screen, not as bad a shape as some of the other vehicles, but again, it's one of the situations where we're just going to have to continue to kind of monitor things and see how all this is going to play out. But as you hear here in Hazard, and you'll continue to hear as we head through the daytime hours, the rain nowhere near done at this point. So if you want to take it back to radar for just a second, Cameron, while I kind of switch this out and get some more pictures in here. Again, we are continuing to track that heavy rain this morning. Let me back off here on Twitter and get some more viewer reports that we've had come into the last little bit. And a lot of these photos coming in overnight. Thankfully, folks are being safe about it, trying to take those and get them into us here. Let me go find one that we've cleared this morning instead of just retweeted.
If you want me to talk about the radar real quick.
Yeah, go ahead. While I'm trying to find another one.
Pull up the green screen wall for me, please. I'll walk in there and then we can talk about some rain this morning. So we are tracking some more showers and storms this morning, especially along the Hal Rogers Parkway from London to Hazard to Manchester, stretching into Noc County this morning. Also extremely heavy in northern Letcher County. If you're in Whitesburg over towards Jenkins, you are getting an absolute deluge this morning as more showers and storms continue. And these are producing rainfall rates up to an inch, up to 2 inches per hour. And the reason that is severe is because these are really not moving. It was raining in Hazard for about 2.5 hours earlier this morning, and that's why we had those severe issues earlier today. Also, a look over in Manchester to Hazard. More showers and storms are likely through the rest of this afternoon and evening as these showers continue moving off towards the east. So they're really not going anywhere anytime soon, unfortunately, and that's why we continue to see those flash flood emergencies continuing across the area this morning. You get any more pictures over there?
Yeah, I've got another video if we want to go back to that screen there for a second. And this is over in the Pike County community. I think this was from Craig a little earlier. Let me check my actual phone while this is looping here so I don't mess it up. But I believe I got this picture that we had cleared. Evan Hatter actually helping us out behind the scenes. He's a warrior on vacation, actually doing some social media for us there because it's been active overnight, to say the least. But let me go back and try to find the info on this. I know it's from Craig in Pike County. Just trying to find the particulars on the road there. It is over into, let me find it here. Sorry about the delay here this morning.
Like it's going under a bridge.
It is going under a bridge there, and sorry about, let me go over to my actual profile.
We appreciate all of these viewer submitted videos and photos as well, but we want to preach, do not put yourself in harm's way to get a video or a picture of this because it's just not worth it. Like I said, we appreciate it, but do not put yourself in harm's way to get these videos.
Okay, so this one comes to us from Craig in Pike County, and I'm still trying to scroll down to get to the road. We've had a lot of tweets and things come in last night. This one is, let's see, there's that one that you showed earlier. Bowling Fork Road over in Pike County. And the post says, Craig said the creek is almost level with the road and the highest he's ever seen it. So this is catastrophic flooding.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is, and we're continuing to track this for you. And of course, we will have more viewer videos and pictures and reports throughout the morning. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with more Severe Weather Alert Day coverage in just a little bit. 5:25 here on this Severe Weather Alert Day. We continue to track again the possibility for heavy bands of rain. It's already been moving throughout the night, and more is coming this morning. So again, a couple of highlights to get to you. Again, flash flood emergencies continue. Flash flood warnings continue all the way up to Cameron. When does the last flash flood warning end? I know it's probably mid to late morning at this point.
That is a good. We have so many.
Basically, go back to that set here, or that shot. So basically, they come out of central Kentucky, out past Lake Cumberland, in a line all the way into southwest Virginia. And of course, we've got our flash flood emergencies in there. We have river flood warnings. Looks like we got a new river flood warning there for the Kentucky River going up toward Jackson.
Yes, we do.
So there you go. So that when is that supposed to end? I know that
1:25 a.m. on Friday. So just after 1 a.m. on Friday.
Exactly. So that again, that's now. But remember what we talked about earlier. Rivers won't crest until the rain stops. The rain has to be stopped for a little while because all that water is still running into the rivers. So I would say they'll adjust that flood warning as we get deeper in, especially if we get considerable more rain. So we're going to continue to watch that. But again, all those dark red boxes, those are flash flood warnings. Those go all the way on through later this morning for sure. Those flash flood emergencies go through at least 7:30 or 7:45 for most of them anyway. I think there's maybe one that still ends at 6:30, but they'll probably extend that if the heavy rain continues. And then basically a flood warning from the Kentucky River at Heidelberg through Ravenna, and then now the North Fork going up toward Jackson back into northern parts of Perry County. So again, a lot of action out there in the overnight hours. We can tell you that we believe, based on some messaging from Cameron's former classmate at Mississippi State, that this is a 1 in 1,000 year event. He did his research, a very smart gentleman. I actually saw the tweet a little while ago, but we can tell you it's historic. We have talked to people all night long who basically said this is one of the biggest floods I've ever seen. We've talked to people who have said this is potentially one of the biggest floods since the 70s and 80s. So again, it's a historic event. You rarely see this many flash flood emergencies. So we're going to continue to kind of keep an eye on that and keep you posted. So Cameron, what's the latest? You had a report earlier we were talking about just a little bit.
Yeah, so we got a report from Dickinson County 911 that there are multiple reports of flash flooding on Dickinson Highway and Coburn Road. That is in Dickinson County, Virginia, of course. And then we just have multiple reports now coming out of these flash flood emergency areas. We have 2 feet of water across Long Fork Road in Vergy, or is it Vergy?
Vergy.
Vergy. Then we have,
it's in Pike County.
Law enforcement reports Kentucky Route 7 is impassable due to flooding in Salyersville. We have water rescues were performed on Garfield Lane and Keneva Road in Chavis. We have water rescues were performed on Cam Johnson Branch and Freeman Fork Road in the Buckhorn area. And both of those were in Perry County. So Perry County, southern Breathitt County, into portions of Noc County. That seems to be the hardest hit region so far this morning, and with more rain on the way. I mean, we wish that this was not the case, but we have more rain moving into Hazard right now, and this is tremendous rainfall. I'll put on the rain rate real quick. You can see these pink and purple colors. That is 1 to 2 inch rain rates per hour. So that is really significant, and that's going to really add to those rainfall totals. I'll pull up the estimated rainfall, and wow.
That's a lot.
I've never seen it go to gray.
Yeah.
So that's
a lot. That's probably 10 to 15 inches. Now that's not ground truth. That is a radar estimate there, but you're seeing, again, some pretty hefty totals there estimated by radar. Up there's 13 inches, I believe, 13.4.
Yeah, that's the highest I've seen so far.
So again, it's just, these are radar, but I'm telling you, they're not completely far off, because we've seen Kentucky Mesonet total there in the 6 to 8 inch range in the last 24 to 48 hours. So again, this is a lot of rain in a very short amount of time.
Yeah, we can take that weather PC full. I can show the Mesonet numbers real quick. You see here, I know it's really hard to see, but you see that bullseye over portions of Perry County and Breathitt County this morning. Also a little bit of a bullseye now over southern Pike County, and that's something that we're going to keep a close eye on very closely. Southern Pike County, they're reporting nearly 5 inches of rain. This is in 24 hours. Southern Breathitt County, nearly 6 inches of rain, and then we have this report of 3.5 inches, and then again nearly 6 inches of rain in Breathitt County this morning. This is coming from the Mesonet sites, so it's significant, and that's why we have these flash flood emergencies in effect. We'll go back to the radar, and then we can see even more showers and storms are moving into the area this morning, and these are causing some really high water issues, especially in Perry County and then into portions of Leslie and Noc counties as well. We've also got a new flood warning for the Kentucky River, North Fork Kentucky River in Whitesburg, and that's until 2:39 this afternoon.
There you go. So a couple more things I want to update real fast here on the wall. Again, as he's mentioned several times, we're going to go back to Keaton here in just a minute, who's going to set the scene for us in our back parking lot. We're crossing 530 now, so we're going to continue to see this rain train basically from London through Manchester, closing in on Hazard once again, all the way just south of Pikeville. So it's literally going through the same areas impacted. Thankfully, avoiding southern Breathitt County for the most part. Still some heavier pockets of rain up there right now, but parts of northern Leslie County, western Clay County, northern Perry County, actually all of Perry County at this point, and then going back over into Noc County. It's just cycling through, continuing to cycle through. I can pass along, just got an alert from Hazard Community and Technical College. They're a snap text. All campuses closed today due to the flooding, okay? So all campuses closed today due to flooding. Hard to believe it's already the 28th. And Keaton set the scene for us there, because I'm sure after a lot of activity there in the overnight hours, the water is starting to rise here again in the parking lot, and we already had to move cars. So set the scene for us out there this morning.
Yeah, it's truly a crazy scene, especially for me, someone who's been here almost a year. I'll get out of the way and show you. I've never seen it more than just a couple inches, but our morning producer said it was up to 3 feet tall out in the middle when she had to go move her car because she was afraid it was going to get flooded out herself.
Yeah, I actually saw her do that, Keaton, and at one point when she was coming through the deepest part, it was literally up past her knees. So she's kind of short in general, but again, that just goes to show you, even a short person with it basically up past their knees, can you imagine someone who's my size or yours? I mean, it's just a lot of water.
It is, and you can tell even still, this is probably the shallower bit, but it's halfway up these tires on these cars, and it's getting close to the side skirts of these cars. So if that's here, that could be anywhere around our region right now. Perry County is one of the more harder hit areas, but in Hindman, I know Hindman and Noc County is getting it bad.
Hey Keaton, how far up the sidewalk is that water coming right now?
Well, honestly, the rain's picked back up in just the last little bit. It's starting to eke up onto our sidewalks. Just
Dustin,
a little
can we
bit.
tilt down just a little bit to see kind of what he's looking at for the sidewalk there? Thank you, sir. And there's a better kind of view for you, Keaton.
I mean, it's within 8 feet of rushing into our studio, and if it gets that high, this is just a flat floor. It would come right in.
And I believe, Keaton, that our producer told us earlier that there is some water in our basement. So again,
Really?
it's a situation that a lot of people are going to be dealing with. We'll try to show some pictures when we come back that my wife had sent me earlier at my house over in Letcher County, and it's just a bad situation across the board. Talk a little bit about what's going on in Breathitt County right now that they're doing over there.
In Breathitt County, they've actually opened up the courthouse. It's free for anybody who's been displaced by the flooding. They can go to the courthouse and they can get they can have free stay there. Obviously, if they've been displaced, they've opened it up for people like that. They're asking people to stay off the roads. Same thing here in Perry County. The police are saying stay off the roads. The fire departments can't get out. The roads are just too covered. So rescues are still coming in, but they're slower. They are delayed because they just can't get to folks. So, but if you're in Breathitt County, you can go to the courthouse if you need to.
Okay, so that's good to know that. Keaton, we'll check back in with you in just a little bit. Hopefully we'll get some more information. It's slow to come in here because of the earliness of the day. If we want to come back into Studio A, again, we're continuing to track a lot of things out there this morning. We're getting ready to take another break here as we get ready to start the 5:30 half hour. I'm running a little bit long here, but again, flood advisory just come out there until 2 a.m. tomorrow. Is that for a river for Clay County?
Clay County, I was not looking at that. I was looking. Oh, that just came in.
Yeah, that just came in a couple of minutes ago. Just got it on my phone. And there's also a flood advisory for Perry County until 2 p.m.
That is for the North Fork.
I bet that's for the North Fork out there of the river there.
We also got an update from Charleston of creeks and streams running high in Mingo County, which it does not surprise me at all.
Okay, so we're going to recap all this here in a couple of minutes. Our coverage will continue here in just a little bit. We're going to take a brief break and we'll be right back.
Here's an important message from the
Brandon Robinson back inside of Mountain News this morning, a special edition because of the situation that's going on. We have some new information for you. The flash flood emergency for parts of the area was now expanded until 8:30. It was originally 7:30, but now 8:30. So we're going to continue to see that for parts of Perry County, Owsley County, Clay County, and Leslie County. So that one that's right over Hazard, basically right here. It's kind of hid behind the rain right now, but that now goes until 8:30. We've already seen between 3 and 6 inches of rain and the possibility for at least another 1 to 3 inches is possible out there. I was looking over at the monitor there on the side of the Weather Center. So again, very fluid situation. Cameron is actually updating the 48-hour mesonet totals, and Cameron, they're staggering. Let's take a look at those on the main computer.
Yeah, we are getting some reports over the past 48 hours, of rainfall. More than 8 inches in Jackson, more than almost 7 inches in Dorton and Pike County. And we have had some very substantial rainfall totals over the past 2 days. And unfortunately, more is on the way today and on Friday. So these numbers could get even higher as we talk to you tomorrow morning. These numbers could be much different, much higher. So that is something that we really do not want to see. But yeah, almost 5 inches in Paintsville, more than 5 inches in Owsley County, where they have that flash flood emergency, almost 7 inches in Dorton. And then we have more than 8 inches in Jackson. That's nearly 9 inches of rain, and I think it's still raining in Jackson. Let's take a look at the radar. You could see, Jackson getting a little bit of a break right now, but it's still raining in Hazard, still raining in Manchester, down towards Cumberland, over towards Whitesburg and Dorton. It's still raining in your location, also raining in Pikeville this morning. So we are waking up to tremendous rainfall across the mountains. We do still have multiple flash flood warnings. All those red boxes, I know it's hard to see, but all of the red boxes are flash flood warnings. The pink boxes are flash flood emergencies, and those are very life-threatening, and that is where we usually see the biggest high water issues in those areas. I got a notification, wanted to see what that was about real quick. We're still getting in reports of water on roads, water in homes. We're still getting reports of high water issues across the mountains this morning, and we really ask and we plead. We know that many people have to go to work today, and we understand that, but we really, especially in these flood emergency areas, please do not drive through flood water. That is something that is so dangerous. It's not worth it. and it's just uncalled for. It's something that you really do not need to do, because not only are you putting yourself in danger, you're putting those first responders in danger as well.
Let's pull up those photos we kind of teased a little while ago, probably on your Facebook Messenger, from my house over there in Lancaster County, because I've sent you a couple, and that one's the main one right there. So look at that. That basically, what you're seeing there where the flowers are, I'm gonna walk over here to the wall and point it out to you, but where those flowers are, that is my front steps. And my house is a double wide mobile home, sets up 5 blocks high. And this is how close it is to my front door. And it might even be worse at this point. This is my walkway. This is where I normally park. So this is how close it is to getting at least right up against my house. So again, very scary situation this morning over in Letcher County, and so many reports just like this one from Noc County. I've gotten some reports overnight from law enforcement sources over there that the Holly Hill Shopping Center is a mess. It's an absolute mess over there. And Keaton just got clearance, and we don't have it yet, but Keaton just got clearance of a video that the Killer Bee posted on their Facebook page to use, and we hope to have that here in a minute when we come back to him. I think he's working on getting that in the server right now. But again, it's a situation that is dire across the entire region. Flood warnings on some of the rivers. There is water approaching our back door here at the station. There is some water already in our basement. I just talked to our general manager by text, Neil Middleton. He's going to try to get some of our folks in here to try to kind of help with that. I was telling him that our news cars are basically in danger as well, because the flood water is coming up on them. So we are not immune to this here at the TV station. We are in the trenches literally, just like you guys are. So we're going to continue to kind of monitor this situation and keep you posted. Cameron?
I think, well, I do want to pass along the flash flood warning for Pike County was extended until noon today, so that will go for a while in Pike County. And then also, I do want to mention that we have very saturated soil right now, so any gust of wind is going to be possible to push trees down, and that's going to possibly lead to power outages. So that's also something that we are going to keep a close eye on, because these storms, thankfully, are not severe in terms of wind. But with 8 inches of rain falling in some places, it will not take much to take down trees. So that's something that we're also going to keep a close eye on, Brandon.
And that's something, I'm glad you brought that up. Remember, most of that rain has fallen in the last 24 hours. It's 48-hour totals, but the majority of that rain, and basically a lot of it has fallen since late last night. Not even in the last 24 hours, late last night through this morning. So we're continuing to watch all that. This is why that flash flood emergency is in place, and it continues for quite some time now. We have 3 of those. I want to point that out for you real fast, and you see a lot. This is a very busy map. We also have, and Cameron, if you can pull this graphic up real quick, the flood watch graphic. We are not done with this system yet. That's the darker green you're seeing in the background there. This flood watch was expanded overnight until 10 p.m. Friday, not today, Friday night. So we still have multiple rounds of rain to go. This situation is only going to get worse in some areas, especially if this water continues to train over certain areas, and we're going to continue to watch that. Yes, sir.
Can we take the weather PC? I want to show this. We do have clearance to use these pictures. We have reports of some flooding now on the Alice Lloyd campus in Noc County. I want to pass that along as well.
This is actually, I believe, from my Twitter account. And read the caption there next to it.
Mary lives close to the end of the campus at Alice Lloyd College. She says 2 storage containers are blocking a bridge in the area, and if you do not have to be outside, stay indoors. So it's kind of hard to see because this is a picture, but you can see the water back here. If you see my cursor back here in the background, as that is some, looks like flowing water right now near the campus of Alice Lloyd College.
Let's stay on that graphic for just a second, that computer. If you can pull up the flood safety graphic, because we need to hit that. We have not hit that, especially people getting up, getting ready to head out. And once we get that graphic up, we will switch back over, because this is a very important topic that we need to touch on. There it is. Let's go back to the weather computer there. Folks, the water is high. Don't do it. Don't. If you come across floodwater, turn around. Don't do it. It's not worth it. First responders are stretched even further than thin. Again, we are doing our very best here to bring you the most accurate information and the most up-to-date information that we can, and we're going to continue to do that. 6 inches of fast-moving water, and a lot of it's fast-moving right now. will knock you down and sweep you away. Everybody's like, oh, I'm in a car, it can't hurt me, or I'm in a big lifted truck or big SUV or something. I'm telling you, I drive a Ford Escape, which is not a huge vehicle, but it sets up higher off the ground. If Kirsten hadn't moved it when she did, it would have been inside my car. Okay, that's how deep it got in our parking lot. We moved them to higher ground, but it's a serious situation this morning, folks. And I know people are like, oh, I'm gonna drive through it, ain't gonna do anything to me. 24 inches on a big, even if it's a lifted truck, it doesn't matter how high off the ground it is, it's the tires. If the tires the water gets halfway up on the tires and you lose contact with the pavement, it doesn't matter how big your truck is. Like I mentioned overnight, you could be driving a Sherman tank, and if the treads don't touch the road, you're gonna float, especially if the water's moving fast. No matter how heavy the vehicle is, it does not matter. Don't underestimate the power of water. We have not had any reports of fatalities, but we have had unconfirmed reports, and I feel confident enough to say this, of people who potentially could be missing. Okay, don't go out and be like, the news said they're missing. We don't know that. That's not confirmed, but we have heard reports that entire homes have been washed away. So if that's the case and people are still in them, it's not going to be a good outcome. So I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah, if it's not too much, can we go back to the weather PC real quick? And this is also another thing that is dangerous this morning.
Yep.
We have reports of mudslides and rock slides across the area today. This is in Perry County, and we've had a couple of reports of these slides in Perry County today. So again, even if you're not driving through flood water, you could come up on this pretty quickly and not even know about it because it's dark. So be sure, if you are going to drive this morning, to give yourself time. Just take it slow, and I would leave much earlier than normal because we are going to run into something, whether it be flood water, whether it be a mudslide somewhere, especially
Trees
in those,
down,
in those flood emergency areas.
Oh, that's a good transition point. Power outages.
Yep.
There's a huge amount of power outages this morning.
We can pull that up as well.
Yeah,
I'll stay on
exactly. So there you go. There we have the list on WYMT.com, but this is just one we're kind of using quickly, and you see the numbers are continuing to increase across the area. This is a website we use to kind of track those to get them onto our website. But again, if you want to go to WYMT.com, in that story, it's kind of close to the top of the page, we have links to the power companies that serve our area, and you can go click on, get the latest outage status, when the restoration time might be, and it might be a little while for some of these.
This is updated now. So Noc County is now in the red in terms of power outages from this website.
So that's 4,000 plus?
Yeah, just more than 4,000 people in Noc County. We got 3,300-ish in Letcher County, almost 2,900 in Perry, and then Breathitt, just more than 1,200 people. Wow. So where those flood emergencies are in place, we are seeing plenty of power outages out there. So a lot of people are waking up in the dark this morning, and you just factor that in with the flooding, and it's just not a good day. It
would not even surprise me if some of the power poles have been washed away because of erosion. So again, very important to stay at home if absolutely possible. If not, make sure you take extra time to get where you're going. We're going to take a brief break and reset here. Stay with us. You're watching Severe Weather Alert Day coverage right here on Mountain News This Morning.
Oh boy. What? We better.
Coming up on 6 a.m. on this Severe Weather Alert Day, I am meteorologist Cameron Aaron, and here is a live look at Pinpoint Doppler as heavy rain continues to fall, especially over Whitesburg and Letcher County, the heaviest batch of rain right there. Raining in Pikeville, stretching over to Hazard, stretching over to London and over towards Somerset. All of these areas getting in on some heavier downpours this morning. Here is the heaviest rain over Letcher County near Jenkins, stretching over to near Whitesburg. That is the heaviest rain on the board right now, but we have more showers from Clay County, stretching over towards Knox County near Barberville, over towards London and Manchester. All of you guys are waking up to soggy weather, just like most of us across the mountains this morning. Now, this is estimated rainfall from the radar. This is not confirmed, but notice this strip of dark blue and gray. That is estimated rainfall of 10 to 11 inches. Now, again, we're not saying that we had 10 inches of rain here in Hazard. We might have, but we cannot confirm that. This is just estimated from the radar, but we are estimating up to 10 inches in spots of rainfall across the area. And that is why we have flash flood emergencies for portions of Pike County into Floyd, Letcher, Knott, Perry, Breathitt, Leslie, Clay, and Owsley counties this morning. All these areas in pink, that is a flash flood emergency. And that is the highest level that we can give out. That is a really dangerous situation, a life-threatening situation. Please do not drive through floodwater. That is the #1 leading cause of death during flooding, is driving through floodwater. So do not do it. We also have flash flood warnings in effect for all of the areas in red. All those red boxes, those are flash flood warnings. So a lot of flash flood warnings this morning. Now these are confirmed totals over the past 48 hours, and we are looking at anywhere from 4 inches in Morgan County to up to more than 8 inches in Jackson and Breathitt County over the past 48 hours. That flood watch was extended until 10 p.m. on Friday as more heavy rainfall is likely, so please do not let your guard down and stay weather aware through today and into Friday as more showers and storms are possible. Temperatures are waking up in the upper 60s and lower 70s, and we know people have to drive to work this morning, but please, please, please use caution because you could come across floodwater, and do not drive through that because that is very, very dangerous. So let's go through future view this morning. If you have any plans, be sure to grab the rain gear because more showers are likely. This model possibly showing some drier air later on today. I'm not 100% buying that just yet. I do think we see more showers and storms by this afternoon and into the evening. And as you wake up on Friday, we could see even more showers and storms out there, and those could add to those rainfall totals, and we could see even more flooding in some spots. And some of those storms could be a little bit strong with heavy rain and gusty winds, and that is why the Storm Prediction Center has most of the region in a level 1 marginal risk of severe weather today. We're not really expecting severe storms, but we could see a couple of strong storms with gusty winds possible. And like we mentioned, the ground is very saturated at the moment, so it will not take much wind to knock down trees and power lines. So that is something that we are also going to keep a close eye on. And a level 3 moderate risk of excessive rainfall continues for most of us across the mountains today. And this is also the same thing on Friday. So be sure to stay weather aware today and on Friday. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view. Showers and storms continue as we round out the work week. Maybe a little bit of relief on Saturday, not completely dry, but drier than the past few days. But that's not going to last long as more showers and storms are likely on Sunday and Monday. But models are showing some drier air by this time next week. So we are going to start to dry out, but we're also going to warm up middle to upper 80s by this time next week. Stay with us. More mountain news this morning continues right after this.
Your bathroom looking old and worn out? Want to update it?
All right, good morning once again. We are starting our second hour of Severe Weather Alert Day coverage here in Sinai Mountain News this morning. I'm Brandon Robinson, joined by meteorologists Cameron Aaron and Keaton Hall. We'll check in with both those in a second. But as we start at the top of the hour, let's give you a brief update of what's going on. We have a multitude of warnings this morning, and they keep getting extended. The good news is the heaviest bands of rain are trying to pull to the south. That doesn't mean we don't have issues still going out there this morning. We have flash flood emergencies that go through later this morning for several counties. We have flash flood warnings that basically go from one end of the region to the other into Southwest Virginia. We have river flood warnings, so a lot of this will continue to be a factor as we head into the coming days. Let's check in with Cameron to get the latest on the current conditions and what all is in effect until when. Cameron?
Well, it's going to take a while because we have quite a magnitude of flash flood warnings this morning. And I also just seen a picture. We don't have clearance to use that yet, but I seen a picture coming out of Noc County of a car almost submerged. in floodwater. So that is something that we are going to keep a close eye on as more showers and storms continue. Let's go up on Pinpoint Doppler. We'll take a radar tour real quick. We have heavy rain falling near the Kentucky-Virginia border over southern Letcher County. This is south of downtown Whitesburg here. Also from Jenkins, stretching over along Highway 119 near Cumberland in Harlan County. Some very heavy rainfall is falling. Also some heavy rain moving into downtown Harlan at this hour. Let's stretch over to portions of Bell County near Pineville. You're getting in on some heavier rainfall as well over into portions of Knox County, and then stretching over into Laurel County and just south of downtown Somerset, stretching into Monticello and Wayne County. Also some heavier rainfall. Most of us, especially along and south of the Hal Rogers Parkway, dealing with torrential rainfall this morning, and we're going to keep a close eye on that as we can get closer to the afternoon. The radar is kind of being weird for me here.
It's probably switching between sites. There it goes. Might be lagging just a little bit too.
Being a little bit strange. All right, we'll go through these different warnings. All of these red boxes, those are severe. Those are flash flood warnings, and I'll go through the list here. We have a flash flood warning for portions of Lee, Magoffin, Morgan, Powell, and Wolf until 7. Breathitt, Knott, Owsley, Perry, 7:45. Letcher 7:30, Floyd, Knott, Letcher, Pike 7:30, Breathitt, Floyd, Knott, Magoffin 7:45, Floyd, Johnson, Magoffin 7:15, Breathitt, Lee, Magoffin, Owsley 7:15. Pike is extended until noon today. We also have a flood advisory for portions of the South Fork and North Fork of the Kentucky River in Perry County and over in Clay County. The one for Perry County goes until tomorrow at 2 p.m. The one for Clay County goes until tomorrow at 2 a.m. Also looking at a flood warning for portions of the Kentucky River in Whitesburg until 7:30 tonight as more heavy rain continues to fall. I'm going to attempt to put on the estimated rainfall. If you're just now joining us, these are I don't know why the radar's doing that. These are very extreme numbers, though.
We've worked it pretty hard in the overnight hours. It's not really had any downtime, but yeah, again, that's it. We may have to restart that at some point. Although it's showing the same grid almost next on the other weather computer behind you, so I'm not sure what the issue is with that one. But
I think I got it. It was working that time, so here we go. We'll go back into these estimated rainfalls, and again, the blue to the gray, that is anywhere from 10 to 12 inches of rain, and again, these are estimates. These are not confirmed numbers, but we have reason to believe we have had several inches of rain fall over portions of Clay County, southern Owsley, into Perry, southern Breathitt, into portions of Knott and Letcher counties as well, also southern Pike County as well, and that is the exact corridor where those flash flood emergencies are in place, and we are going to continue to watch out for more of those, possibly because the rain just keeps on falling for portions of us here this morning.
All right, Cameron, appreciate that update there, and we're going to continue to track reports, and you see Cameron pulling up that map there, and there's quite a few of them out there. So we're going to continue to track all this, and of course, you heard a little bit of Keaton Hall's mic there just a minute ago. We're going to toss to him in just a second. Let's take the other computer there, Dustin, this morning. That way we can have some radar behind me, or at least some rain rates there behind me there this morning while he checks out some of those storm reports, and we're going to continue to kind of watch that. But of course, Keaton is over in Studio B here, basically looking out the back door at our parking lot because it's absolutely flooded. You heard the rain, which is coming down here in Hazard quite a bit, coming through his mic just a minute ago. We turned that on. Our director thought that would be a good idea so we could hear how loud it was here in Hazard. It's finally slacked off a little bit. But Keaton, I understand you have some new information for us about some flooding in Noc County.
That's right, I do. We've got some new video out of Hindman. It's from this morning. This is from Highway 899 by the Holly Hills Shopping Center and Dairy Queen in Hyman, if you know where that is. Several roads in that area, some intense video there, are currently impassable due to the high water. Some scary, you can tell that's rushing fast. You do not want to be out in that. This video is from Tyler at WKCB, so thank you, Tyler. We have some photos also from Tyler at WKCB. This is from Highway 550 in Noc County. Clearly impassable there. Tyler says portions of the highway were like a river. This is near June Buchanan Medical Clinic, out there in Hyman. So turn around, don't drown in Noc County. Well, it's been a rough several hours across the entire region. Many areas have seen historic and devastating flooding after extremely heavy rains pounded our region. Warnings and emergencies issued one after another. These are just a few of the images we've been sent so far from viewers at home. And sadly, the threat is not over as more rain is expected to fall here in eastern Kentucky. Flood watches have been issued until late Friday. We even experienced some very high waters here at the station. As you can see, I'll get out of the way. Waters rose to about 3 feet in some spot, and they're still rising. It's actually gotten even higher. Just earlier, I said it was just up on the sidewalk. Now it's honestly progressed about 2 feet towards our station. It's getting, if it picks up like this and stays like this for, I don't know how long, it could be in the station pretty soon. That's a Chevy Tahoe over there. It's nearly at the back of a Chevy Tahoe. It's getting very high. We had to move one of our cars because the highest point in our back parking lot was just about 3 feet. The water was just minutes away from getting inside our own morning producer's car. She had to go out there and move it. Floyd County officials already declared a state of emergency yesterday due to heavy rainfall and significant flooding. The Division of Emergency Management is warning people to be mindful and use caution near rivers, creeks, streams, and other low-lying flood-prone locations. You can find more weather coverage on our website, WYMT.com. You can also get the latest on our news app, WYMT News app. Just scan the code on your screen that you see right now with your phone camera. It'll take you right to the app. You can download it there. You can also sign up for breaking news alerts, and we also encourage you, especially now, to download the WYMT weather app for the latest warnings and live radar anytime. Stay with us. Your severe weather coverage continues in just a few minutes.
All right, we continue to track this severe weather as it moves across the mountains. It's not storms, it is flooding, soaking rains. Flash flood emergencies continue through later this morning for a lot of areas, and we're going to continue to see a lot of flooding going on. Thankfully, for now, again, we're not done with this system just yet. The bulk of that rain has moved to our south. So we're trying to get some more information. I know a lot of folks are starting to get up and get moving. I know a lot of folks are without power. So that's one of the big issues that you're dealing with this morning. You might be watching us on your phone on the live stream or something like that. If you have cell phone service, I have not heard from my house in hours. I know the power is out at my house. I think the internet went out earlier, so I have not been able to access any of my cameras to check on my wife and my mother-in-law. So again, it's just kind of a dead spot over there. We don't have any cell phone service. When the internet's out, we use Wi-Fi calling and all that. So again, we're just waiting and watching at this point. But I can tell you, the last picture I seen that I got from Steph earlier in the evening, the water was closing in on my steps right there at my front porch. So we're going to continue to watch that. We've been here all night. We're going to continue to be here as long as we need to be. Meteorologist Cameron Aaron with me this morning. And Cameron, it's been a busy night, and we continue on as we see those emergencies continue this morning.
Yeah, it's been quite a morning across the mountains this morning, and that's going to continue really with the rest of this rain coming through. There's really no relief in sight. I do want to pull up the weather computer real quick. We have new pictures coming out of Virgie in Pike County this morning of that flooding, and we are looking at floodwater that is near a home. It's dark, so it's hard to see, but we do see floodwater, and this looks like the flooding is...
Leave that one up for just a second. Keep talking.
Looks like the flooding is up to that porch.
Right there. That's basically the water line, and that's the top rail.
And look at the awning over there on the... I mean, it's almost up to the awning.
Yeah, so this is basically... It looks like a carport to me, but you see it's almost to the top of that. And now those typically aren't that tall, but they're usually taller than the biggest cars. So like if you had a big truck or whatever, it would fit under one of those. Look how far that water is up. That has to be feet. Has to be feet of water.
It's up to that window. Look at that around your behind your back right there.
Oh yeah, there you go. Look at that. Look at that. So that has to be feet high. And that's in the Virgie community of Pike County this morning. We're just kind of flip through a couple more pictures there. This is from our Weather Spotters page.
Yep.
Yep. So this is from Karma over there. She's one of our weather spotters, and there's quite a few good pictures on there. We're going to try to cycle through there this morning, but Pike County underwater. I mean, it's crazy to see how much water has fallen, and some of these areas have picked up inches of water just in the last little bit. We'll go back over to the Twitter feed, scroll a few more. We showed this video a little earlier. That's I believe over in Pike County.
Yep.
I think Craig shot that. Raging water coming through. I can't remember the road name right now.
That is Bowling Fork Road.
Bowling Fork Road there. And Evan Hatter, the man is on vacation, and he's literally still helping us behind the scenes, getting all these videos cleared for use. So Evan, you are the best dude. We appreciate you so much taking time out of your vacation to help us out this morning. We couldn't have done it without you, because we are continuing to see, where is this one?
This is
Pine
Noc
Top?
County. Yep.
Yeah, that's the Pine Top going toward the post office there. I believe Zach sent that one in. A little bit of a shaky video here for a second, but I believe we'll be able to skim through and you'll see, I believe I got a video earlier. I believe that's the Pine Top post office, and the water was rushing so strongly.
You can see something floating right there.
Yeah, it pushed the doors open, is what I was told.
Watch that float by. There it goes.
Yep. Could be something out of the post office. Who knows? But again, we're seeing pictures and videos like this, and we appreciate those coming in. And again, rainfall rates are just incredible. Pull up.
This is Buckhorn School.
Okay. So
in Perry County.
Okay, so that's over at Buckhorn School, up on the playground equipment there. In that area, they've been trying to rescue people out there all night long.
Yeah, we did get reports of high water rescues in Buckhorn and Perry County.
Yep.
We also got a report from Wise County from the National Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee, that there is flooding in the Pound community that may require evacuations. And that is wording from the National Weather Service. That is not our report. That is their report saying that there is flooding in the Pound community of Wise County, Virginia, that may require evacuation. So we're going to keep a close eye on that as well. We're also getting reports in Dickinson County, Virginia, of multiple reports of flash flooding on Dickinson Highway and Coburn Road. So that is, we're dealing with flooding here in Perry County, but we're also dealing with flooding in Virginia as well this morning as heavy rain continues to fall. Let's go to the radar real quick, and we'll do a little bit of a tour this morning. And this heavy rainfall is moving into Wise County and Dickinson County. So there's Pound right there. Well, it went away on Highway 23 in northern Wise County. And again, that's something that you really do not want to see, because we are going to see even more showers and storms rolling through that area, and that is going to just add to the rainfall totals. Downtown Harlan, you are waking up to heavy rainfall this morning in Harlan County. Also looking at some rainfall in Pineville this morning over Bell County. Heavier rainfall in Manchester near the Howard Rogers Parkway. This is all moving off towards the east. And if you are just now waking up with us, we are in continuous coverage of this weather because we have catastrophic flooding across the area. That is, again, not our wording. That is words from the National Weather Service. We have catastrophic flooding in this flash flood emergency area. These areas in pink, that includes downtown Hazard, that includes Buckhorn, that includes Hindman in Noc County. It includes northern Letcher, portions of southern Pike, portions of southern Floyd as well. It includes southern Breathitt County, and we also had some reports of flooding in southern Breathitt County as well earlier this morning. So we are here because of this. This is a significant threat of flash flooding. I'm going to put on the radar again, and you can see I'm going to put this in motion over the last, let's say, 24 hours. Let's just back this up a little bit. So this is midnight this morning. So you see all that heavy rainfall, and it moved out. We got a little bit of a break, and then it moved right back in, and we expected that to happen, and now it's moving off towards the south again. But notice in Manchester, we have more heavy rainfall, and that is moving off towards the east. So just a heads up, I know we may be getting a lighter rain right now in Hazard, but we are looking at some even heavier rain in Manchester, and that is moving off towards the east, right along the Howard Rogers Parkway. I would not want to be driving on the parkway this morning. I know a lot of people have to get to work, but please, please, please be sure to be cautious and leave early, because you are probably going to run into some kind of hazard, whether that be flash flooding, whether that be a slide, whether that be down trees, especially in this flash flood emergency area, because we just have widespread reports of that flash flooding. I'll do a little bit of a tour here in terms of those reports. We're looking at near Buckhorn in northern Perry County. Water rescues were performed on Garfield Lane and Keneva Road. That was around 1 a.m. this morning. Also, Buckhorn School is flooded. Nearby Squabble Creek is out of its banks, and that is from the National Weather Service. That is not our report. We don't have pictures specifically of that yet, but we do have a report of the Buckhorn School being flooded. We also have reports this morning, water flowing over the road and impacting a bridge on Bowlings Creek Road that is in southern Breathitt County near the county line of Perry County. We just got a new update from the National Weather Service that's in Louisville, so we're not going to worry about that. So we will get back to these reports real quick. We have more coming in from Noc County near Hindman, so we'll take a look at these here. Let's see what they're talking about. We have Highway 582 is flooded. Water is 3/4 of the way up the post office in Pine Top. We had video of that earlier today. Portion of Route 899 flooded near the IGA store in Hindman. We also have a report in western Noc County today. This is near the multiple cars submerged and house surrounded by water. That was via social media in western Noc County. So please, please, please be sure that you are taking all of this seriously, because this is a life-threatening situation and you never want to go through flood water, Brandon.
Exactly. Let's pull up those tips right fast, and I'm going to drive these home, and then we're going to take a break here in just a second. But again, the flood safety tips, very, very important, and we can't stress those enough as we head deeper into the forecast period for today and tomorrow, because here is the thing. We are not done. We're not done with this yet, okay? We still have today to go, tonight, and tomorrow. The flood watch does not end until 10 p.m. Friday night, okay? Don't underestimate the power of water. People do this all the time. Turn around. Don't drown, okay? You come across flood water, it's just as easy to spin that wheel and go back the other way. The other way you came, okay? Never worth it, because not only are you putting yourself in danger in a situation like this, you're putting already stretched thin first responders in danger, anybody else that's in the car with you in danger, and it's not a good situation. Please, please, I'm pleading, I'm begging you, if at all possible, stay home, and if you run up on floodwater, turn around, go back the other way. Go ahead.
Before we go, I do want to mention we got a report of flowing water on Highway 15 in Jackson and Breathitt County near the Walmart. So I just wanted to pass that along as well. We have flowing water on Highway 15, which is a pretty substantial highway north-south from Jackson to Hazard.
And that's a perfect example. I mean, we literally have it on the main roads in some areas. There's been reports of mudslides and rock slides and flooding in downtown Hazard. We've had reports of different things across the region. I know last night, based on scanner traffic, the Grapevine Chavies was overwhelmed. They were having to try to call in neighboring departments to help with water rescues. I remember at one point they had 12, and this was like early in the night before we went on continuous coverage there. So again, this has been a very busy night for first responders. So please don't be selfish and put yourself in danger, but putting them in danger, because they're already racing to get to wherever they can, and it's hard for them to get places too because of the high water. 6 inches of fast moving water, 6 inches is all it takes to knock you down and carry you away as an adult, even less than that as a kid. 12 inches of fast moving water, and basically we're approaching that on our news cars out in the parking lot because the waters continue to rise up there. Hopefully we can get somebody in here soon to help us move those back to higher ground, but there's not a whole lot of higher ground left at this point. And then 18 to 24 inches of fast moving water. I don't care how high your truck sits off the ground. Again, you just don't know. You just don't know. There's a shot of the back parking lot as daylight's approaching, and look how far it is up on that tire. Look at the bumper right there, that car. So again, this is a situation that it's getting worse by the minute. It is still raining. It stopped for a few minutes, and then more rain has come in. So if it's up on the tire like that, you're going to be seeing the possibility to be swept away. Thankfully, that's not fast-moving water, but if it was fast-moving water, that's it. Game over. I don't care if you've got a jacked-up truck that sits 6 feet off the ground. If the tires are not touching the pavement, or God forbid the pavement is not even there anymore, or the bridge is gone, or the pavement is there but all the dirt underneath the road is washed out, and you put the weight of that car or that truck or that van or SUV, you're a goner. You're going to be swept away. So again, if you can stay home, stay home. If you have to get out, turn around, don't drown. Okay, very, very important to remember that. We're trying to get some more road closings in. It is slow going. Keaton Hall is on the phone with state police, with dispatch, trying to get us a more comprehensive list. I know that's probably one of the most asked questions you have this morning, but I can tell you most of them are probably water covered, especially in the flash flood emergency counties. We're going to take a brief break here as we get ready to start the 6:30 half hour, and we'll get back to you and continue our severe weather alert day coverage on Mountain News this morning shortly.
Forecast.
Good morning. Current time is 6:38 on this Thursday. Meteorologist Cameron Aaron with an update on your forecast as this severe weather alert day continues because of torrential rain falling across the mountains. Heaviest rain right now moving into portions of Virginia for places like Buchanan and Dickinson and Wise counties, moving into downtown Norton at this hour. Back in Kentucky, looking at downtown Harlan for some heavy rainfall at the moment. Also tracking more showers moving into Clay County, into Leslie County, into Perry County as well. And these are places that do not need any more rainfall, because check out these estimates. Again, these are estimates. These are not confirmed totals, but this strip of blue and dark gray, that is anywhere from 10, 11, 12 inches of rainfall in the past 24 hours. And again, this is estimated from the radar. We don't have these confirmed, but I would not be surprised to see anywhere from 5, 6, 7 inches, especially from the amount of water that we have seen today across the area. We do have a slew of flash flood warnings in effect. All of the areas in these red boxes, those are flash flood warnings, and then the pink boxes are flash flood emergencies. This is an emergency situation for portions of the mountains this morning. Far southwestern Pike, far southern Floyd, far northern Letcher, much of Knott, much of Perry, southern Breathitt, northern Leslie, northeastern Clay, and much of Owsley County this morning. All of you are included in that flash flood emergency as catastrophic flooding is ongoing across our area. These are numbers from the Kentucky Mesonet. We have anywhere from 4 inches in Morgan County up to more than 8 inches of rain in the past 24 hours in Jackson and Breathitt County. And I would not be surprised to see this go up even more, possibly 9 to 10 inches by the time this is all said and done by Friday. And that is why we have a flood watch, and that was extended until 10 p.m. on Friday. So between now and 10 o'clock on Friday, anyone in our coverage area could see additional flooding. So please, please, please be sure that you stay weather aware and you have a way to receive warnings, because this is only another round of several more rounds to go through today and into your Friday. Temperatures this morning, upper 60s, lower 70s as you walk out the door. We really stress people not to drive this morning. I know a lot of you have to go to work, but if you do not have to, please do not be on the roads, because more rainfall is on the way, and that is leading to catastrophic flooding across the mountains. So please be sure, if you are going to be outside, to take it slow and never drive through floodwater. That is the #1 thing we ask people not to do. Now, this model, just by looking at it, is not really matching up with the radar this morning. It's showing rain over our northern counties when actually the rain is over our southern counties. So just take that with a grain of salt as we go further on into today. I do expect more showers and storms to pop up later on this afternoon and into this evening. Temperatures in the lower 80s for most of us. And as we wake up on Friday, more showers and storms are possible. And again, some of those could be heavy and some of those could produce gusty winds. And now it's not going to take much wind to knock down trees and power lines, because the soil is just so saturated across the mountains. And as we go into Friday night, more spotty showers and storms are possible. And again, this is the severe weather outlook from the Storm Prediction Center. The entire area is included in a level 1 marginal risk of severe weather. Now, the overall storm threat is low. We could see a couple of strong storms with gusty winds, but overall, our biggest threat is going to remain flash flooding. This is the excessive rainfall outlook. And again, the entire viewing area included in a level 3 moderate risk of flash flooding. And again, you know by now, we've been preaching this for several days. This is relatively rare, so please, please take this seriously, because some people are experiencing life-threatening flooding this morning. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast where the weekend is always in view. Middle 80s today, upper 70s on Friday. Watching out for more showers and storms, maybe a little bit of a break as we get into Saturday. Not completely dry, but a few more showers are possible. And then better rain chances return by Sunday and Monday. A soggy start to your next work week, however. Models are showing some drier air as we get towards Tuesday and Wednesday, and that is going to mean lower rain chances but higher summer heat. Temperatures back in the middle and upper 80s by this time next week. Stay with us. More mountain news this morning continues right after this.
Well, we started our last segment here with some good news. I just talked to my wife. My house is okay. Everything's okay. They still don't have power or internet, but she managed to find a spot where she had just a little bit of cell phone service and managed to get a call in. So I'm very glad to hear from her this morning. And again, a lot of folks trying to find loved ones. We've got so many reports coming in. A lot of them we can't get the video for you. We're trying to get copyright permission and all that from a lot of different folks. But let's recap. Let's set the scene for you one more time. Heavy rain still falling in parts of southwest Virginia, southeast Kentucky. We've had flooding reports from across the region. We've had several counties. Cameron, take off the radar so we can see the boxes there. I'll run through these one more time real quick. All of this is watches. This is flash flood emergencies. This is flash flood warnings. This is river flood warnings. This is flood advisories. I mean, we're literally, if it's a flood product, we are dealing with it this morning. So let's start first with the most crucial, catastrophic flash flood emergencies there. Those going through later this morning for several counties, including parts of Owsley County, Breathitt County, Clay County, Perry County, Leslie County, Letcher County, parts of Pike County, and most of Noc County this morning. So a lot of those going in play. We've got flash flood warnings. Basically, they've come out of most of southwest Virginia. They were all the way into Buchanan County there for a little bit, but you can tell those stretch all the way back out toward I-75. The river flood warning goes basically down the Kentucky River, Heidelberg and Ravenna, forks over toward the Kentucky North Fork there at Jackson, and then down into parts of Letcher County there at Winesburg. So again, a lot of warnings and advisories out this morning, so we're going to continue to watch that for you. We also have that flood watch that's in effect through 10 o'clock tomorrow night. Cameron, I hear you've got some video maybe you were playing over there. Have you got anything we can use, go to air with?
I can't. I wish I could, but I do want to pass along, if you are okay with that. I feel pretty good about passing along this report of homes, which they didn't specify what kind of homes. I would imagine trailer homes being washed away in Noc County near Hindman. Also trailer homes, keyword demolished on 10 Mile Creek Road. This is in Perry County, and they say that search and rescue is unable to perform because of flooding. So we have some not good reports this morning out of Perry and Noc counties.
Folks, I'm going to be real blunt with you. There's probably going to be fatalities with this, especially if homes have been swept away. It's an unfortunate reality. So as the sun continues to come up, we're going to continue to see more reports. Let's go over to Keaton Hall and get a little bit of a brief recap of some of the headlines for today. And Keaton, you have some road closings you want to pass along and report about Appalachian Wireless cell phone service, right?
That's right, Brandon. Thank you. We're trying to compile a list of closed roads, but there's just too many to compile right now. We just received a call of a major mudslide.
I think his mic died. So go ahead and pull that full screen back up. I'll walk over here to a prompter where I can see that. Kirsten, if you can. Okay, let's see here. So basically, he was trying to tell us about road closing. Because if you can pull that full screen back up, there you go. Right now, we know, and I believe he was trying to talk about a mudslide there on Highway 550, and we had a report from that. One of our engineers who just come in here said that there was a mudslide near Turner Brothers out there at the auto shop there, so we're going to continue to watch out for that. Again, many reports still coming in, including Highway 451 near Joe's Lane here in Perry County near Krypton, and then the intersection of 451 and 28. I'm sure we got some of those from Perry County Dispatch, and I'm sure we got some others from basically KSP. Okay, so as Keaton mentioned, before his mic went out. We've been trying to compile these, but there's just so many. There's so many of those that we're continuing to look at this morning. Appalachian Wireless, this is what I was teasing here just a minute ago, but since his mic went out, I'll help him with that one. They've reported outages in the following counties: Bell, Breathitt, Harlan, Knott, Knox, Letcher, Perry, and Whitley. So if you're having trouble making those calls, they are doing what they can to get your service restored without risking the lives of their technicians. So again, it's just a situation that's very messy. Let's go to some video now that we have out of Hyman this morning. This is from Highway 899. If we can roll that video, there you go. Near the Holly Hill Shopping Center and Dairy Queen over in Hyman. Know this area very well. Several roads in that area currently impassable due to high water. Tyler at WKCB, the radio station over in Hyman, sent this to us, and we appreciate him getting that into us. That water is moving fast out there this morning. Let's go back over and get more information with some pictures here also from Tyler at the radio station. 550 clearly impassable there. Not sure exactly where that is at. And then Tyler also says some portions of the highway are like a river. This is near the June Buchanan Medical Clinic over that way. And again, it's just been a very rough night there in several counties across the mountains. Let's go back and kind of take a final radar tour. I'll walk over here to the Weather Center and kind of give you some air. Actually, no, we'll stay with that. I forgot there was more script here. Many areas have seen historic, I think that's a great word to use for this, historic and devastating flooding as heavy rains continue to pound our region, with warnings and emergencies issued one after another. And again, we have so many of those that are still going this morning. These are just a few of the images we've been sent from viewers at home. We appreciate you all so much. When we say that you're our eyes and ears, we mean that. Again, so many different videos that Evan Hatter has been working tirelessly to get copyright cleared for us to put on the air here. Sadly, the threat is not over. More rain is still expected to fall here in Eastern Kentucky. Flood watches continue until late Friday evening. While we are experiencing some very high water here at the station, waters in the back parking lot actually got to around 3 feet in some spots. We had to move some of our cars, our personal cars. We haven't moved our news cars yet, but to the highest point in the back of our parking lot because the water was just minutes away from getting inside, basically, again, inside of our cars, mine and Kirsten's cars. Kirsten, MVP, she moved her car and she moved my car. We appreciate that so much. Our master control operator, Kevin Hill, managed to get home last night. He had to move his truck, and the height of it was basically right up to his bumper, and you see it's not come down very much right now. It did go down a little bit when the rain stopped, but now coming back up out there and still up on the tire of that Escape sitting there in the parking lot, and our parking lot is a mess this morning. Now, yesterday, Floyd County officials declared a state of emergency due to heavy rainfall and significant flooding. There's going to be more today. I can tell you that for sure. I would say all the counties that's under the flash flood emergency, and there are multiple ones, will likely issue declarations of emergency, states of emergency today. The Division of Emergency Management is warning people again to be mindful and use caution near creeks, rivers, and streams and other low-lying flood-prone locations. Yes, go ahead.
I don't have copyright clearance for the picture, but I have seen a picture that's floating around on Twitter, and Buckhorn Elementary School is almost completely underwater at this point.
Okay. Where did you see that at?
I can send it to you.
Okay.
But I'll send it to you on Twitter.
Okay.
But yeah, Buckhorn Elementary School is nearly almost underwater.
Okay.
And
all right, well,
I just sent that to you.
Okay, let's see if we can find that and try to pull it up here just a second. Okay. All right. Okay, so we won't be able to share that photo, but yeah, so that's a good report to have. Hopefully we can get our own photo there of that pretty soon. There are so many photos coming in that hopefully we can get some more of that. But again, we are continuing to monitor this. We have thousands without power, nearly 20,000 people without power this morning. So again, a lot of folks waking up in the dark. We're going to continue to watch that trend as we head deeper into the daytime hours. So much rain. Let me take a look as we go back to the wall for just a minute at the 48-hour totals, and I'm sure these are outdated at this point, but almost 9 inches of rain in Breathitt County, just outside of Jackson. There's almost 7 inches in Dorton. Over in southern Pike County, Owsley County, more than 5 inches. Paintsville closing in on 5 inches. And some of these may be above that number at this point, because those 4 on the right side of the screen are areas that have been hard hit there. And again, look at some of these estimated rainfall rates across the central part of the region, and that is anywhere between 10 and 12 inches or more. I think we saw a report earlier of 13 inches, but again, it's just radar estimates. It's not ground truth. But when you've got totals coming out of Breathitt County that's so substantial there, we're going to continue to monitor that situation very closely. And one more time, we're going to show you, if I can find it here in this lineup, We'll get back to it later, but basically the turnaround don't drown. It is not worth it. It is not worth it to drive through that. Again, flash flood emergencies continue for a while longer for a lot of folks, and you'll see as we go back to radar one last time before we head out to CBS this morning that the heaviest bands of rain going through parts of Harlan County over into Lee and Wise counties in southwest Virginia. And again, we have a lot of rain still potentially coming the next couple of days, and it's hard to track. So we could potentially see another inch or 2. We could potentially see 3 to 4 inches. There are flood warnings and flood advisories in effect for the Kentucky River at several locations, starting in Heidelberg, up in Lee County, going through Ravenna and Estill County, down into Clay County, it looks like there, maybe just a little bit, maybe an offshoot of that over toward Jackson on the North Fork of the Kentucky River. A flood advisory right now for the North Fork at Hazard, but going down toward Winesburg, another flood warning down that way. And of course, flash flood warnings continue through later this morning. Some of those are already starting to expire just a little bit, and a flash flood emergency for several counties that goes until later this morning. Gentlemen, it's a lot of folks are going to wake up to a devastating scene this morning, and our thoughts and prayers go out to them, but they have to remember this is not even close. I mean, we've still got multiple rounds of rain to go. So
that's going to do it for us this morning. Stay safe out there. You can find the latest on our website, WYMT.com. Have a good one.
7 and